Hey y'all, good morning. It is a frosty morning here on February the 18th here in Zone 7B in West Tennessee, and we are starting day 3 of our cattle panel greenhouse. That's a tongue twister. We had started the video a couple of days ago. We had gone and purchased the cattle panels at our local Tractor Supply, and we came home that afternoon and actually got up 2 of the cattle panels, 3 of them. And we got some video that we'll insert that here. We are pulling into Tractor Supply here in our local town where we're going to be purchasing some cattle panels today. Going to be getting 10 of them for the greenhouse, and that includes a few extras for some raised garden beds. Okay, so we have got the cattle panels loaded. We have 10 on our vehicle. We're in just a standard size pickup truck. And I wanted to show you how we put these in here in case you are wanting to buy them and trying to figure out how to get them to fit in a pickup truck. We basically just folded them in a U shape, obviously, and put them in one at a time. And then my husband used some straps to tie them in, to cinch them into the vehicle so they don't come out. I don't think they would, but you know, just in case, because you're going down the highway, you certainly don't want them to fall out and hit a vehicle or anything like that. But yeah, we've got 10 on here. Could have probably put several more if we had needed them, but if you don't have a trailer, just know that you can get them to fit in your pickup truck in the back. And we are headed back home now with our cattle panels. And we got these, like I said, at Tractor Supply, and they are, I believe he said they're about $37 a piece right now, which is quite a bit more than they were. I believe last year they were around $20. Well, that is officially the first panel up on the greenhouse. I'll show you what Russell's doing here up close. Putting in the fencing staples. Russell, show us one of those, what those look like. Okay.
A little wide, so I'm kind of narrowing them up.
A little narrowing of them before he puts them in. I am 5'8" and still can't reach the top, so I'm not exactly sure how tall it is, but it's plenty tall enough for what we need. So this is the first of 6. So you can see that we've got the 3 up now, and have gotten those together, and we're going to do a total of 6. So I had said in an earlier video that the greenhouse was going to be a total of 30 foot in length, but it's actually going to be 24, actually 26. I don't know. It's not going to be 30. I'll have to ask Russell, because we had to shorten it just a little bit due to not being able to have our property leveled professionally with heavy equipment due to the weather. So we had to shorten it because there was too much of a drop in the front area here that we just had to we had to do as best we could right there and just cut it off, which is going to be fine. We're still going to have plenty of length, and obviously it's still 12 foot wide, and you can see we've got the panels going, and we'll get into detail here just in a little bit. What we've been doing as we've been going at each panel, we've been using zip ties to put them together. And I know some people like they zip tied at the end, but ours, we've been doing each individual one, usually starting on the side and then working our way into the centers. It doesn't really matter, just as long as they're lined up with each other. And make sure that when you're doing your zip ties, I'll zoom in on one of these. Let me get one that's not in the sun so much. That you're putting the sharp part of the zip tie where it's actually closing, that you're putting it facing inward, not on the outside. So you don't want your plastic to rub up against these or get snagged. So it's smooth on the outside and the pointy sharp part is on the inside. Obviously we're going to cut this excess off, but the little clip, I guess, where the tie ties on itself, you want to make sure that that's pointing on the inside. And you also want to make sure that your ties are UV resistant, that way that they'll last longer and not pop on you when the sun gets on them and starts baking them in the summertime. Here are the ties that we actually are using. I guess they're Utilitech cable ties, and you can see there it says UV protected, and they are, well, you can see the measurements on them there, but those are the ones that we are actually using. Well, we have all 6 panels on and it's standing, so that's a good sign. You can tell that it is kind of like a wave right now. Of course, it's going to tighten up or straighten up once we get the end and the front walls on it. But we have run out of staples, so we have got to make a run to Lowe's, and we're going to look for a door while we're there as well. So we will hopefully be back quickly with a door and some staples. We have this 1/2-inch pipe insulation that we're going to put around the greenhouse on the top and around the back, but we were also thinking just going a little extra, probably overboard. This pipe insulation is already split on one side, but we bought some extra, and what we're going to do is I'm just taking a kitchen knife and I'm slitting it down the center, and it's really easy to slice. And we're going to go along the sides of the greenhouse as well. We had some, I guess you'd call them little burrs on the cattle panels, and we just wanted to be very cautious not to have anything that would possibly tear the plastic. You can see it just splits real easily, and let me take you over and show you what I'm doing here. You can see here there's like, it's not really sticking out, but we were kind of afraid some of them might be. So what we've done is we've gone with this split in half, obviously split in half, and we've just zip tied it and stretched it pretty tight and just zip tied it all the way down the side. So we're going to go on this side, obviously, as well as the other side where the plastic is going to come over the greenhouse so it doesn't catch on any little burrs off the panels. Well, we have the back end of the wall framed up mostly. Probably going to have to do some more framing once we get the plastic on the top. We're not really sure at this point, honestly, but we stuck the window in just to make sure it fit, and it fits like a glove. My husband is awesome, and it opens and closes, which is terrific. It's actually larger than we thought, so it's going to be perfect. And so obviously we'll take it back out when we start to put the plastic on, but we just wanted to make sure that it fit. Russ is going to dry fit the door. This is a big moment for us. We found this storm door today. It's a screen storm door, heavy duty, at Lowe's today for $56, which we thought was awesome. And we're obviously going to paint it black, but yeah, it's a big moment. Okay, we are wrapping up day 3. It has been a full day. We had to obviously make a big box store run in the middle of it, which is about almost an hour for us each way. So that took a chunk of our day out, unfortunately. But we did get the end wall completed and the window installed on it, and it's painted. We also got the foam along the edge that I was telling you about earlier. We got that completed on both sides. And my husband is working on the front wall with the door. We have it hung, and like I said, we're going to paint it. And then we have 2 of these windows. I think they're about 5 foot tall. They're going to go on both sides, either side of the door, one on each side of the door. And that wraps it up for today. Definitely got at least another day, maybe 2, to go on it. So hopefully within 5 work days we'll have it completed. At least the frame and the exterior of it. We'll still have stuff to do on the inside, but that's where we're at today. Thanks, and have a blessed evening.